Oh, yeah, let's just sit down and have a chat about all of the readathons, shall we? Hello and welcome to my channel, The Danish Readaholic. My name is Silka and today I will be going through all of the readathons that I participated in last month and also the readathons that I'm hoping to participate in this month. So first off, I just quickly want to mention the two readathons that I'm hoping to participate in. My September month is a little bit so I'm not going to commit to it and set a TBR. It's going to be more like if I read something that fits, I'm gonna participate. So we're gonna see how well that goes. And the two readathons is Wayward Sunathon, hosted by Jem and Amy. I will link it down below. The other is a Monsters University readathon, and I will link it down below. I am not completely sure who's hosting it, so you can find all of the information down below. I will not be going through prompts. I will not be setting a TBR because, as I said, September is busy, so I'm not committing to joining, but I'm hoping that I can do just a little bit of it, especially with the Wayward Sunathon, because I freaking love Supernatural, so I'm so excited for it. But what we're here to talk about is how my crazy August went with the readathons, and it actually went quite well. I'm gonna start off with Aurelium and tell you what I read. So I had chosen like the career path necromancer, so I had a lot of books to do. I had 8 books to do, and my first lesson was animal studies. I needed the Grey Ordinary. The course focus was study of familiars, and I had to read a book with a familiar or an animal companion. I decided to read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I looked it up. I found like a list of books with animal companions, and it said that that one would suit, and I think it does to some extent. I wouldn't count Aslan as like an animal companion. I would call the beavers though, and some of the other animals helping them throughout, but I'm not sure about Aslan. Next up, we have spells and incantations. I needed to get to the grade qualified, so I needed both ordinary and qualified for this. So for ordinary, the course focus was spell recolor. So I had to color generate to figure out what to get. I got blue. I read Thornwood and it was really good. So for qualified, I had Incantation Echo. That was where I had to pick a book from somebody else's TBR, and I ended up reading Only a Monster by Vanessa Len, and I took it from Lizzie's TBR, so thank you, Lizzie. I liked it. It was good, but it's in my wrap up. So then I had Conjuration, and I needed to get to Distinguished. So I had to read both Ordinary, Qualified, and Distinguished to complete this one. For Ordinary, I had the Foundation of Necromancy, and the prompt was to read a book with necromancy themes. This was the hardest one, but also one of the first one that I completed, and I read How to Save an Undead Life, which is just a random one that I found on Script, so I could listen to it as an audio, and it was 5. For qualified, the course focus was Tales the Bones Tell, and the prompt was that there has to be bones in the title or on the cover. And I ended up reading Down Among the Sticks and Bones, and that was really, really good, but again, it's in my wrap-up. It's the sequel to Every Heart a Doorway, and I really liked it. For Distinguished, the course focus was Raise Dead Theory, and that was to reread a favorite, and I ended up spending my Sunday, well, one of my Sundays, listening to Fire as audio whilst playing The Sims, and it was just such a great day. So I read Fire by Kristen Kishore, and I'm so glad I did, and once again I gave it a 5-star. Then I had Restoration, and that was, I needed the Grey O, so Ordinary. The course focus was object restoration, and the prompt was to read a book with a singular object as the focal point, and I decided to read A Snicker of Magic, which just has an ice cream as like the focal point. So, and I really enjoyed it. I actually finished it like 20 minutes ago. So yay me, when filming, obviously. And finally, I had Demonology, and I needed the Grey Ordinary. The course focus was Imp Wrangling, and the prompt for that was read a fantasy, and I decided to go for Lore Olympus for this one. So I actually completed the entire equinox in the month that we were supposed to, and that was just really, really great, and I'm so proud of myself. So Yay me. Aurelium wasn't the only readathon that I had this month, so let me talk about some of the other ones. I also participated in a Witchathon hosted by Sam over at Yarn Reader. I failed, I think, because to win you had to get one like bingo, like one row, and I didn't even manage to do that. It was just the way that the prompts were placed, because I felt like I read a fair amount. So I'm just gonna list the prompts that I did fulfill and if I fulfilled it multiple times. So I fulfilled paranormal, I fulfilled time travel twice, I fulfilled set in nature, I fulfilled a quest, I fulfilled a witchy book, I fulfilled fantasy, pretty cover, anticipated read, mystery, 300 plus pages, smoky cover, and that was actually it. I thought there was one more. The only ones that I needed to complete this was actually either planets on the cover or a TBR vet, so could have done a little bit better. Next up we have Pick Pongathon, which is hosted by Bomb Book Reviews, and I chose 5 prompts and I have fulfilled all of them, so yay me. We have POC rep and I went with Only a Monster for that. We have male protagonist, I went for Murder for the Modern Girl. There is a multiple POV, so there is also a main protagonist in this. I also had low expectations and I went with How to Save an Undead Life because I had no expectations for it whatsoever. I was actually expecting not to like it, so. Then we had newest edition, Lore Olympus, and finally series continuation. I went with Down Among the Sticks and Bones because it's a series continuation, so fairly straightforward. So I also completed that readathon, and once again I am proud of myself. Finally, we have Middle-earthathon hosted by the lovely Lizzie. As of filming this, the readathon is still going, and I have until the end of this week as of filming to read more. But I felt like I could still include it and could still do this video now because I only needed to complete three prompts for my team in order to succeed. I'm on team Witch King, which is Hannah's team, and I feel like I'm winning. I had picked prompts that I wanted to fulfill and wanted to read, but I didn't end up doing those. I ended up doing some other ones. So the ones that I did complete as of right now is Sauron, antagonist POV, and I went for Down Among the Sticks and Bones, and I cannot explain because spoilers. Then I had Return of the King, reread a 5-star book. I had to reread Fire for Aurelium, so there we go. And then we had Armies of Men, and that was to read a book with like a large cast or multiple POV, and I went with The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe because there is a large cast. So that is another readathon completed. I'm actually really proud of myself for completing all the readathons. I know I didn't win Witchathon, I didn't complete it in that sense, but I did feel like I still read a fair amount, so I'm counting it as a win. I really want to participate properly in the 2 readathons that I mentioned earlier, Wayward Sonathon and the Monsters University, but I'm just not sure that I have the time this month, and I have to be a little bit realistic because I haven't really done that with the other rounds. I've just been like, oh yeah, sure, let's add another readathon, let's do it. And I mean, this month it worked out in my favor, but I'm pretty sure that it won't do that next month if I did decide to add some more. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me for this quick little update on all of the readathons. I really wish that I could join Bookopolython because that is just a great readathon, but I don't have the time. Thank you ever so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments how you did with Aurelium, if you participated, and if you did any other readathons in August. Also, which readathons in September are you participating in? I would really love to know. If you just want to let me know that you're here but don't know what to comment, you can always leave a green heart. If you like this video, please hit the like icon, and if you want to see more of my bookish content, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It will mean the world to me. And until I see you next time, bye!